morning, all for New York. Top stories for today are: the local girls soccer team has made it to the finals for nationals and will be departing Friday for Daytona, where the game will take place. There has been a string of robberies and breaking and enterings where this creeper man that is unknown will go into the family's house and stare at them and watch the family while they're sleeping. And he's still out there, so hide your kids, hide your wife, because he be watching everybody. Also, there was a drive-by in Hornell, New York, where a man shot up a house due to a drug trade gone bad. And now, for today's feature story on hydraulic fracking, the process which involves drilling thousands of feet below the Earth's surface and pumping millions of gallons of water and chemicals at high pressure into a well. This pressure breaks the shale and allows the natural gas to surface. At Channel 7 News, we are against hydrofracking. Yes, there are benefits, but the concerns outweigh them. Here's some of the benefits. Hydraulic fracking is more expensive than traditional drilling, but with the cost of an oil barrel so high, it is now financially viable. Also, since it is found on American soil, fracked natural gas can reduce imports of natural gas directly. When it is used on existing wells, it makes use of equipment that is already uninstalled, which reduces financial costs. The U.S. Department of Energy estimates that natural resources have increased nearly 65% with the cost of fracking. The natural gas industry also employs more than 1.2 million people in the United States. Now, for some of our concerns about fracking. Not everyone is happy about natural gas fracking, mainly raising concerns about environmental and health hazards related to the practice of hydraulic fracking for natural gas extraction. Air and water pollution is also a great concern. The emissions from fracking natural gas are double that of coal.
Recovered or produced water is first stored in open pits near the well. It can pose a threat of wildlife and freshwater resources, and many of the chemicals in the water are sprayed into the air to evaporate them off. This adds vital organic compounds in the air. And chemicals can be breathed in that fall to the ground, and this contaminates the soil and seeps into the surface or ground and contaminates water sources. And some wells require between 1 to 8 million gallons of water to crack the rock. But to prevent a biased opinion, we have gathered other people's views on the issue. Here they are.
Hi Cassie, we'd like to interview on hydraulic fracking. Are you okay with this?
Yeah.
Alright, so do you know what hydraulic fracking is?
Yeah, I do.
You want to tell us?
Isn't it when they are drilling for natural gas?
Yeah, like really, yeah? Okay, so do you agree with that? Do you think it's a good thing, or?
I guess as long as it doesn't hurt our environment.
Yeah. Would you allow someone to come into your land and if you had a huge pile of land and get drilled? Yeah, not well.
I don't know, I guess as long as it didn't hurt my land, as long as once they were done it was still able to be used like it was before.
Alright, that's good.
Hello, Beiju. How are you doing today? We just have a couple questions for you about fracking. Do you know what hydraulic fracking is?
Yeah, I do. It's, isn't it when you're drilling deep for natural gas?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you feel about this issue? It harms the environment, but it creates jobs. Which side are you on that?
Well, I'm kind of against it, actually. So, it does harm the environment, and that's what you told me, at least.
It can, yes.
It can.
It has potential.
It has potential to.
Cause hazard.
Yeah, so, it is hazardous, but like you said, it does provide jobs. But, again, it's hazardous. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. So, I would say I'm against it. And then, also versus the fact, depending on where they're going to be drilling to. So, if they're going to be coming to, my land, I guess it depends on how much it's harming the environment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So if it's far away, you're okay, but not in your hometown.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and it also depends on whose land it is too.
Yeah.
If it's just land in the middle of nowhere, I guess whatever. But if it's my land, no.
No. All right. Thank you.
Hello, we are here with Robert Graves, a student at Alfred Elman. How are your views on hydraulic fracking?
I do not think that fracking should be legal in New York State
Why do you think that?
because it hasn't been around long enough for us to know whether it affects the water in our environment.
There have been some tests done. Do you think that the tests show if it's...
I'm not sure whether, because it's been such a short time, I think that there hasn't been enough evidence collected.
Thank you for being with us today, Mr. McNamee.
No problem.
Do you know what fracking is?
I think I do, yeah. I've done a little reading about it.
What are your feelings about it?
Fracking makes me nervous because a lot of the testing isn't complete. I know that there's been some problems with areas not too far from us, Bradford County in Pennsylvania especially, have experienced some issues. The thing that makes me the most nervous about it is if it damages our drinking water, we cannot replace that. I know it's a viable alternative to depending on oil from foreign countries, and that's wonderful, and I know that people think it's an easy answer to fix our economy, but the gamble is our drinking water, and if we mess with our drinking water, then is it worth having a great economy and not depending on foreign oil? I don't think it's worth it. So I'm at this point very nervous about it and not for it. I think I need more information. I know there's big studies that just came out. There's one from the University of Texas that said that there's no data that supports that any drinking water has been damaged up to this point, but it still seems like it's something that could be far off, that we might not even know 10, 15 years from now the damage that fracking has done. So I am very leery about it at this point.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Here are our sources. The website that disagrees with us is www.hydraulicfracking.com, and the two that agree with us are www.treehugger.com and www.timesunion.com.